I want to share some of my son's story, Adam. He's been suffering with trigeminal neuralgia for the last 3 years. It's a horrible pain, and it's a constant pain. It's always there. And then there are times when it increases and it's totally unbearable. We had been seeing a neurologist and going through lots of medicine, different treatments, tests, MRIs, nothing ever changed or showed up to be to show really a cause. And the doctor kept describing this as having to do with the nerves in his face, along his jaw, and going up to his head. And the way he talked about it, there were lots of times when I would think, well, we need to see a dentist and somebody who can deaden this pain in some way. Then one day I happened to be listening to somebody else's car and listening to the radio, and I heard a commercial for Dr. Tad Morgan in Tyler, the Tyler Headache and Pain Clinic. And I thought, gee, that seems so strange because there's a dentist and I've been looking for one and they deal with pain. So I made an appointment, and the receptionist was so helpful and encouraging. Adam came up for a consult. By that time, he had degenerated to a point where he was not able to speak. He couldn't eat because of the nerve in this area. Whenever he would move his tongue, it would just be unimaginable pain. Just, you couldn't move, he couldn't do anything. And he was really almost afraid to eat or drink. So our first appointment, we met Angela, the therapist, and Dr. Morgan. They went over the program with us, which involves several different steps, but the biggest feature that stands out for me is the laser treatment. And it had 12 visits. Dr. Morgan told me that it would probably take a little while for us to really see any improvement. At the time of our first consultation with Dr. Morgan and Angela, Adam was not able to speak at all. Any movement of his tongue was just caused intense pain. He had his iPad and he communicated solely with that. He could not say yes, no, even head movement hurt sometimes. When Angela first started with Adam, and she helped him start to eat and drink because we had just gotten to a point, and she suggested different things for us to try. At his first sessions, for the first few sessions, she couldn't really do the full treatment because he was just in too much pain. To be touched was just too painful. So we worked through several of those. We came every week. We were driving an hour and a half to get here. It was well worth it. Finally, after between visit maybe 6 or 7, I started to see a real difference. Adam just stayed in his room at home. When we drove up, he just stayed in the car until he had to get out. And then one day we stopped at a store to get a drink. And he just hopped out and went inside. It was the first time he'd been able to do something like that in months. And from that point onward, the treatments began to really make a difference, a visible difference. He was able to do more, to just be more than just hiding in his room, afraid to get out too far from the house. His appetite changed. He was able to eat and drink. Not too long ago, he asked me to buy him one of his favorite cereals, which he hadn't been able to eat in months and months. So we finished the main part of the program, and now he's on maintenance, which I cannot imagine has ever really straying too far from. I would like to recommend, I would certainly recommend to anyone who is having pain, migraines, chronic migraines, trigeminal neuralgia, any sort of pain, to call the Tyler Headache Center. They are wonderful. They have been so kind and so supportive, every member of the staff. Call them at 903-825-1112. You won't regret it.